今天的赛后分析台也差不多到这里了。那这边再次感谢肉的以及嘉伟来到我们的分析台。那我们就把我们的主持棒交给Reirachu喽。
好，欢迎来到赛后采访，我是主持人Reirachu，恭喜 CFO 赢下今天本场的比赛。Hey guys, welcome to the post-match interview. I'm Reirachu. Here with me today is none other than CFO's mid-laner Mission. Mission, can you introduce yourself, please? 那今天来到我们的赛后采访席是 CFO 的中日选手东山，东山可以先跟大家打个招呼吗？
大家好，我是 CFO 的导播 Mission。
So of course, congrats on today's comeback 3-1 victory. I have to ask, did the team expect to 3-1, especially over PSG today? 那首先当然想问的就是今天有没有预知到会3-1赢下 PSG 呢？
哦，我现在回答，我现在会打吗？
听到了吗？刚才出事了，听到了吗？
喂，
喂，123，123，
我现在回答吗？
哦，可以。
因为上次他们上次在打 DCG 的时候就是3-0，所以想说我们可能对他们应该不太会赢，所以是没有预期我们会赢。
So he said that the last time when PSG faced off versus DCG, they managed to win them with a very clean and fast 3-0. So they said that actually looking at that match, they didn't expect it to be able to even win PSG, much less to play for a 3-1. So the next question I want to ask is that the casters brought up, especially during game one, that CFO today looked like they weren't quite on form. So I wanted to ask, in a long best of 5 series like this, because the fact that you guys dropped the first game and then came back strong for the next 3, was game one kind of that warm up for you guys? What went wrong? Can you explain? 那接下来想问的就是今天的让一追三之主播台也有提到，就是第一把 CFO 的状态看起来不太好，那场是出了什么意外呢？还是说就打个 BO5 的系列，第一把是用来入手的吗？
因为第一把就是我中野我们配合有点 fail，然后加上我对线没有压制好对方的中路，就是让他能就是跑线，所以第一把才会看起来就是这么难。
So he said that in game number 1, their mid and jungle synergy wasn't the best. He actually used the English word fail, and he said that game 1 mid jungle was just a fail. And he said that also it was on him personally, where he wasn't able to put pressure on PSG's mid laner in that game number 1, so it allowed PSG's mid to just start roaming around the map. So the next question I want to ask is that for today, and also for most of playoffs, most games were won on blue side. We see a lot of teams choosing for that blue side. So what are your personal thoughts on this? And also, do you prefer playing on blue side too? 最近季后赛蓝方的胜率比较高，然后战队也通常会选择蓝方。想问东山选手，你个人会觉得蓝方会比较强吗？有什么想法呢？
我觉得蓝方会不会比较强，通常都是看队伍的风格，因为红方就是比较适合，就是可以 counter pick 的。像我们如果红方的话 ，rest 可以比较容易 counter pick 对面的上路英雄，所以我觉得我们红方会比较厉害。但如果比较不喜欢 counter pick 的队伍，可能就会比较想要蓝方，然后去首选蔡雅跟弗利贝尔这种比较 OP 又可以先选的英雄。
So he said that whether or not Blue Side is strong, he thinks depends on the team and the individual team's play style. Because he says, for example, for CFO, their team, they actually prefer Red because when they play on the Red side, Red is of course the side that's easier to counter pick on. So when they play on Red, it's a lot easier for them to pick up a counter pick champion for their top laner Rest, and it's easier for them to counter pick top. Whereas he says for teams that aren't really interested in counter picking, a lot of the times they will pick a blue side so that they get first pick of whatever is OP in the current meta. He brought up right now would be Zaya as well as Volleyball for teams that want to snatch these champions in draft phase. Usually they will go for the blue side. So the next question I want to ask is that last week when we interviewed JT's Uniboy, he said that you're a pretty old player, but yet you're still able to play so well. So I wanted to ask if you have any sort of response to what Univoy said. Does it make you like want to play versus JT maybe in the finals anymore or not? So 那天暖暖就是在采访中就是说东山这么老了还打得这么好，想问东山有什么想回复他的吗？还是说会不会更加期待下次能够对上台北这战队的机会吗？
哦，就我觉得打得好不好，可能跟年纪也没有关系，因为 Faker 他虽然年纪也蛮大，但是他还是打得挺好的。然后我觉得暖男也打得很好，只是他的打法风格可能也是需要辅野比较多帮他，但是我觉得可能他的队友帮他比较少，所以我觉得他也打得很好，只是队友不一样。
果然是我们的 PCS Faker. So Mission said that his response is that he thinks that how well a pro player can play doesn't have anything to do with age. He brings up Faker and he says that Faker has also been playing professionally for a lot of years. He's also of a similar age to him, and yet Faker is still playing so well. He says that he personally actually also thinks Uniboy plays very well. He thinks Uniboy is a very good mid. However, Uniboy's play style is one where he tends to require a lot of jungle as well as support assistance, whereas he thinks that the rest of the JT team don't really help Uniboy out as much in that regard. But he does think that Uniboy is a good player. So, of course, my follow-up question then has got to be, do you think that you're the best mid laner in the PCS? 那接下来当然要问一下，东山会觉得自己是 PCS 最强的中路吗？
哦，我觉得不是诶，是 DCG 的 Nasty，因为我觉得他的打法帮助他的队友，他的打野跟上下路都非常多。然后我的打法会看起来比较厉害，是因为我的队友都帮我很多，我需要拿很多经济，所以我觉得最强的是 DCG 的 Nasty。
好谦虚的一个回答。So Mission said that he actually does not think that he is the top mid laner within the PCS. He thinks that that award definitely has to go to DCG's mid laner Nesty because he said that why he looks like he is a very good mid laner is because he actually gets a lot of assistance from his team. He gets a lot of gold funneled onto him and he gets the help of his teammates, which is why it looks like he performs very well. One thing that he admires about Nesty is that Nesty is very willing to self-sacrifice, and also he helps out his top, he helps out his bottom lane, he roams a lot, and he's willing to give up that gold, and so he thinks that Nesty is actually the best mid laner. So my next question I want to ask is, what do you feel is the biggest difference for you between this year playing on CFO versus last year and previous years playing on J Team? 接下来想问，就是东山选手认为，自己就是今年跟去年相比，最大的差异会是什么呢？
我觉得是队伍风格会比较适合我。就是今年的话，因为今年就是Gemini 跟 Koala 都会一直帮助我很多，加上我也是比较需要队友来帮我的风格。那当然我也不是说以前的队友不好，是以前的是 Hana 跟 Woody，他们是反过来是比较需要中路去帮他们的，所以这个应该是我觉得这个队伍比较适合我。
So he said that the biggest difference he feels is that this year he thinks that he melds together with the rest of the CFO squad a bit better. He said that, for example, Gemini and Koala, for example, you tend to help him a lot during the game. He wants to say that this doesn't mean that previously on J Team, he had an issue with any of his teammates. It's not like that. He thinks that in the past, for example, with Hannah as well as with Woody, they were the type of players who generally required assistance from mid lane rather than the type to give mid that help. So he thinks that CFO is the better team synergy wise for him. So I want to ask really quickly, we've seen that your sponsor, of course, their baseball team is doing great, and also on social media, your bank sponsor really loves the League of Legends team. Have you guys been to watch any of the baseball games before? 就在社群上能看得出来，中信爸爸很疼他们的英雄联盟战队。想问你跟队友们有没有一起去看过 CTBC 棒球队的比赛吗？
因为现在就是比赛期间可能比较没有时间，然后之后等休赛期的时候，我们可能会跟他们一起参加活动，然后玩一些游戏之类的，然后应该也会去看他们的比赛。
好期待. So he said that because right now, of course, it's their season, it's the playoffs, they have to play their competition games, so they don't have time to do that right now. But he said once their season is over, they definitely do plan to attend some events with the baseball team, and definitely they are going to, they're planning to watch the baseball matches together. So my last question I have to ask, now that you guys have punched through to get through to Sunday's finals, which team do you think will be the team to face you on Sunday? And what do you think that the result is going to be the same as today? 那最后一个问题就是想问的，就是觉得周日决赛会是哪一支战队上来挑战你们呢？会不会觉得会是会又是 PSG 吗？还是会觉得会是一个 JT 宇宙决赛？
我觉得会是 DCG，因为我觉得他们稍微调整一下他们的配合跟沟通，我觉得都会比那个 PSG 好。
JT 呢
？JT 我觉得要看他们的状况，我不是很清楚。
So he said that he actually thinks the team that will make it into the finals will be DCG. He said that especially recently, DCG, as long as they can turn their communication as well as their synergy amongst the team around, which is something that it looks like they've been doing lately in playoffs, he thinks that they will be really strong, and he thinks that they are the better team than PSG right now. As for J Team, he thinks that he's not very familiar with how the team is doing right now, so he can't say. All right, thank you so much, Mission, for the interview. And of course, good luck for the finals on Sunday. 好的，那非常感谢东山接受今天的赛后采访，祝 CFO 下周加油，相信东山。接下来就是主播台咯，拜拜。
好的，谢谢主持人，谢谢选手接受我们的赛后采访。我终于发现今天的系列赛一个核心了，就是为什么东山这么强。
OK，
因为刚刚访问一开始的时候，我才发现答案在哪里？
在哪里？
原来东山是机器人。